Hello, guys. So today we did the vocabulary and the literary terms, and we read the shared read for the vocabulary words. Let's do that together now. Okay, our first word is dizzy. Noah felt dizzy after spinning around and around on the grass. So, dizzy means when someone is lightheaded and they feel like the room is spinning around and that they're about to fall. Okay, so Noah felt dizzy because he had been spinning around and around on the grass. All right, experiment. Tony did an experiment in class to determine the acidity of a certain liquid. An experiment is like you do in science. It's a test that's used to discover or prove something by watching the results carefully. So you do the experiment, then you watch the results, and you're able to obtain information about what you have done. This is an experiment, which I'm sure you've done with Miss Noha before. All right, genuine. Genuine. Something that is genuine is real. Are these two paintings in the museum genuine or fakes? So a synonym for genuine is real. Okay, the opposite of fake. The next word is hilarious. Something that is hilarious is something that is very, very funny. You can see by the way they're all laughing in the photo. The hilarious movie made the audience laugh nonstop. All right, our next word is mischief. Mischief. Our dog here looks like he's gotten into a little bit of trouble. The dog got into mischief and chewed apart the pillow from the couch. Mischief is behavior that causes a minor harm or annoyance. Like he destroyed the pillow. This is not something, no one got hurt or not something that can't be replaced. So it's something minor, but mischief is annoying. It bothers you, okay? So I'm sure the owner is quite bothered that their pillow got torn up by this dog. All right, nowadays, the word nowadays means in the present, happening now. Nowadays, many people drive smaller cars to conserve gas. And we can see that this little tiny car is something that is new to the market in the past few years. So this is something that is happening nowadays in present time. Politician. A politician is a person who holds or seeks a government office, like the mayor, the governor, the president. It's a person who holds that office or who wants to be in that position, and maybe they are running for that office. If you remember the story we read about LaRue for mayor, remember Bugwort was running for mayor. He was a politician. All right, our last word is procedure. Procedure is the way of doing something. It usually goes through a series of steps. The surgeons follow the hospital procedure for sterilizing their hands. They're cleaning their hands to get ready for surgery. And there is a certain procedure and necessary set of steps that they must go through in order to complete the task they are doing. So, um, a procedure is the series of steps in a proper way of doing something. All right, next. Let's flip that on the right side. We're going to read about Stephanie Kwolek, inventor. This is a picture of Stephanie here on the left. If you could invent a material for a superhero, what would it be like? It would have to be light, strong, bullet resistant, and fireproof, right? Chemist Stephanie Kwolek actually invented a material just like this. It's called Kevlar. Superheroes don't wear it, but everyday heroes like police officers and firefighters do. Becoming a chemist. From the time she was young, Stephanie was interested in math and science. She was not the kind of student who caused mischief. She didn't cause problems, she didn't make trouble, and she worked hard in school. Stephanie's teachers spotted her talent and talked to her about careers in science. With their encouragement, Stephanie studied chemistry in college. She had hoped to go on to medical school, but could not afford it. Consequently, Stephanie took a job working at a textile lab. She planned to save up enough money from her job so that they could pay for medical school. At the lab, she discovered that she had a genuine love of chemistry. She had a real love for chemistry. She loved what she was doing. She learned how to make chain-like molecules called polymers that could be spun into fabrics and plastics. Stephanie enjoyed doing experiments so much that she decided not to go to medical school. So she decided instead of going to medical school, she was going to stay and be a chemist. Okay, she liked doing experiments. Remember the tests we do and we watch carefully to see what happens? A strange liquid. In 1964, Stephanie's lab supervisor asked her to work on making a strong, stiff fiber. The United States was facing a possible gas shortage, and scientists wanted to help. They believed that if you could reinforce tires with a lightweight fiber rather than heavy steel wire, cars and airplanes would use less gasoline. Stephanie began experimenting by mixing polymers. One day she made an unusual solution or mixture. Polymer solutions are often thick, like molasses. However, this solution was cloudy and watery. Stephanie brought her strange liquid to the worker in charge of spinning liquids into fibers. He looked at Stephanie's solution and laughed. He thought it was hilarious that she believed it could be made into fiber. He thought she was very funny. It looked too much like water and might even clog the spinning machine. But Stephanie kept urging him to spin it until finally he agreed. When he followed the procedure, when he went through the steps that it takes to spin it, a strong fiber began to form. Stephanie's head spun and she felt dizzy with excitement. She felt like the room was spinning because she was so excited about her new discovery. Stronger than steel. Stephanie tested the fibers in the lab and found that, sorry, the fiber. Stephanie tested the fiber in the lab and found that it was fireproof. It was stronger and lighter than steel, too. With these qualities, she believed that the fiber could be turned into a useful material. She was right. The material became known as Kevlar. After Stephanie's discovery, it took almost a decade of teamwork to develop Kevlar. Some people spent hours on the telephone with the patent office. Others had to think of ways to use and sell it. Nowadays, Kevlar is used by almost everyone. The president and other politicians wear protective clothing made from it. So do lumberjacks, firefighters, and police officers. Nowadays, I mean that's happening now in the present, and politicians are people who run for government office or hold government offices. Kevlar is also used in tires, bicycles, spacecraft, and skis. By developing Kevlar, Stephanie had found a way to make protective clothing and equipment that is both light and strong. Stephanie's invention has saved many lives over the years. She was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame for her work, and her photograph has appeared on a book cover and in advertisements for Kevlar. She says that she never expected to be an inventor, but is delighted that her work has helped so many people. All right, let's take a look now at our literary terms for the week. Everything is on its side. All right, so the first word we have is summarize. We've taken summarize before. We know that when we summarize information, we retell the most important details in the paragraph or section. We have a lot of information. We summarize it by telling only the most important parts, okay? And You should retell them in your own words, not rewrite what you have written from another source, but use your own words to rewrite the information. Next, we have biography. It was also done biography before. We know biography is a true story of a person's life written by another person. The events are almost always written in chronological order, which is the order in which they happen. And it often has text features. Here we have in the story that we just read, we'll go back and take a look. Here at the bottom of page 340, we have a timeline. This timeline is a list of achievements that Stephanie has made, starting with when she was born and up to when she was honored for her discovery of Kevlar. Notice it is arranged by the date in which it happened. This is by the year. All right, next we have photographs and captions. I think we can go right back to here. Yes, we can. Here is a photograph up in the top right-hand corner. It is a photograph of people wearing suits made from Kevlar. And it says, firefighters wear suits made from Kevlar. So this is our caption that tells what our photograph is about. So we have timeline, which shows us the events in the order in which they happen, in this case by the year. Photographs, pictures, and the captions are the words that tell us what those pictures are about. All right. Finally, we have Greek roots. Greek roots are the root words that help us to figure out meanings of words we don't know. Now, these root words come from the Greek language. Here we have 4 examples: psych, which means circular; phot, which means light; deca, which means 10; and graph, which means right. When we know the meaning of Greek words, it helps us to understand the words we don't know. We'll point out some examples of those as we read the big story. Here we have telephone. So we know that phone, although it's not listed here, means sound, just like phot means light, phone means sound. So telephone means sound that comes from far off, because tele means far off. So we use these Greek roots to help us understand the meaning of words we don't know. All right, we also can use Google to look up words we don't know and find the definitions, okay? All right, so we'll point out some Greek words and Greek roots as we continue with the big story this week. All right, that's it for reading today. See you guys later. Bye-bye.